Now, the Herbal Manufacturers Association of Ghana is threatening to sue the Food and Drugs Authority over what it says is unfair treatment of its members. Members accuse the authority of calling their products off the market without listening to them despite persistent appeals. It follows a public alert by the regulator cautioning people against purchasing of about 6 herbal products for alleged adulteration. Nanaya Oljima reports.
The FDA says the medicinal drugs have been lined with sildenafil, synthetic pharmaceutical ingredient of prescription-only medicine for treatment of erectile dysfunction. Some affected manufacturers, however, say the authorities' refusal to consult them with its findings is unfair. Herbal products cited for adulteration scam include Figura capsules, Osumpa natural capsules, X Plus Men Power Bitter syrup, and Enidasu Goodman capsules. Others are Lord P capsules and Time Herbal natural capsules, all of which have been ordered off the market by FDA. Officials say taking sildenafil and any other prescription-only medicine without advice of a medical practitioner may have serious and life-threatening health implications. Besides, the products have not been duly registered. The Herbal Manufacturers Association of Ghana claims its investigations reveal one of the affected products has been duly registered. Leaders of the association also dispute it contains sildenafil being alleged by the authority. They want the FDA to make its investigation finding on Time Natural Herbal Capsule public and further subject it to independent investigations. Chairman of the association, Solomon Kwabi, says the FDA is making attempts they believe are calculated to collapse businesses of herbal medicine manufacturers.
If you say you suspect, which we don't believe and don't subscribe, that you suspect a foreign component in the products, this happen to be sildenafil, bring the primary results. Let us also see the chromatogram and the peaks. Let us also take it to a different laboratory, be it in Ghana or overseas, and also go and do a comprehensive check on the product to affirm and confirm whether what you are saying is true or not. And this is lacking. This is just lacking. The man has spent a lot on advertisement. We spend a lot on advertisement. And all what you hear is that out of the blue, somebody come and put just bar on the there and destroys everything. This affects the integrity of the entire herbal fraternity. It's affecting our product sales. It's condemning Ghanaian industries. And we believe this thing must stop. Herbal medicine also happens to be part of an agribusiness. And the government is doing so well, trying all kinds of means to get Ghanaians employed. This time we are ready.
Meanwhile, producers of Time Herbal capsules, Kenoga Company, says the FDA's statement has affected its operations. Kennedy Osu Ajaman is Chief Executive Officer.
They couldn't even write official letter to us or even invited us to their premises for us to go and say the side of our issue. We just heard the information on the media platform that we have added something into our product. Maybe in case someone hear that we have added some maybe chemical into your product, they will get some bad intention about all of your products. Meanwhile, the information is not true.
Meanwhile, the FDA in the Ashanti region has admitted its publication, suggesting the product is unregistered wrong and has since been withdrawn. Regional Director Nora Nakitelabi, however, says the authority stands by its position it contains sildenafil.
Our laboratory is an ISO and ISO certified laboratory. Our laboratory brings out certified results that have been certified by the international community. Therefore, there's no reason, we will not pick up on one client, and that is our client. We regulate them. We know the company. We have worked with the company over the years. We will not have any particular interest to say that this particular company, if we didn't find the sildenafil, which should not be there, or which should not be in their product, if we didn't find it in the product, we don't have any reason to say it was in the product. And so FDA, as of now, we do stand by our publication.
Nanaya Oljima reporting.
Let's interrogate this matter a while longer. I have on the telephone line now Solomon Apia Kubi. He's the chairman of the Herbal Manufacturers Association of Ghana. Sir, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Good to you.
Right, I also have on the phone James Latte. James Latte is head of communications at the FDA. Both gentlemen, you're both welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let me start with you, Mr. Apiakubi. We just heard from the FDA representative in the Ashanti region, and they seem to give very valid reasons why your drugs or the drugs of some of your members have to be withdrawn at this stage. Does it not make sense to you?
Thank you very much, Gifty. Gifty, the lab analysis has been conducted. Now, officially, there must be a communication which we do not agree, which we do not accept, the fact that sildenafil is contained in the herbal medicine, so that we do not accept. Okay. Now, Gifty, even in Ghana, when even somebody is convicted of even murder, the person is given opportunity, invited to defend himself. Look at our case. Not even a formal communication to the company. Now, we are not even given opportunity to defend. At least call the company. Ask him, this and this is what is found in your product. What do you have to say about that? This one is missing.
Okay, well, Mr. Solomon, Mr. Solomon, I think that it's an issue of public health here. So perhaps let me bring the FDA in here. Just hold on for me. Let me bring the FDA in here so they can address that quickly. And Mr. Latte, thank you very much for your time once again. You've heard the concerns that has been raised by the association. Yes, and it makes a lot of sense that if you find out there's a problem with my product, you get to me, so we work it out. Isn't that how it works?
You see, you are talking about dealing with a regulator. Now, the regulator is responsible for public health and safety. So when the regulator finds a problem with the product, is to wait and inform the owner of the product so people be affected while the regulator is waiting. Is that what the gentleman is saying?
What's the usual procedure, Mr. Latte?
Our procedure is exactly what we are doing. You see, if the problem with the product has nothing to do with public health and safety, we can communicate to the client without putting it in the public domain.
Okay.
And in this particular instance, we released letters just the day before we issued the press statement. Well, maybe the letter didn't get to them. We don't have to wait for the letter to get to them.
Before you act. Okay, let me find out from Mr. Kubi whether or not they have that letter. Mr. Kubi, the FDA sent you a letter even before they took the action, even though he says that the onus lies on them as regulators to withdraw the product if they realize that it poses a threat to public health, which again makes sense. But did you get the letter?
No, please. No letter has been received by us. No letter has been received by the company. Nothing. Not even a call to invite us, before the press release. All what we heard was that there's a press release from the FDA suggesting that sildenafil is contained in our product, which we see is very unfair. Gipsy, I've sent you 2 documents through your producer.
Okay.
Good. We have on the 21st of May, FDA press release, FDA CPE reference number, PRE 18/007, which talks about the fact that the product is not registered and 2, adulterated. Time natural capsules is number 6 on that document. Good. We have another document through the social media, not one communicated to us formally. Another document that bears the same date, that bears the same reference number, and this one talks about registered but approval expires, and so it will not be renewed. Okay. We have 2, and this one, time natural capsules, is number 3. So the question here is that why the rush? Why the rush?
Okay, what he's explaining. What he's explaining. Hold on, no, Mr. Kubi. What he's explaining about the rush is that it borders on public health safety. But let's deal with the substantive issue here, Mr. Latte. When you say adulterated, exactly.
But I need to clarify something, and it's very important. It raised an issue that I think I understand why it raised the issue. We make a very good point about the fact that you could see 2 different information coming out. What actually happened was this. When we issued the statement, we realized that time natural capsule, the registration had expired, and he had brought in for renewal, which at that time, that the communication department was issuing the statement, we didn't get that information. Immediately we had the information, we changed the release and we released a second thing. But the point is that the main issue about the thing is that it's adulterated. That is the problem.
Okay, Mr. Latte, break it down to us. You say it's adulterated. What exactly is in this drug that makes it or that qualifies it for adulterated? The adulterated.
We took 61 different herbal medicines from the market. Samples of 61 different herbal medicines. Out of the 61, we found out that 6 of them contain a pharmaceutical ingredient that we call sildenafil. This sildenafil is normally used for erectile dysfunction. And we found it in the product.
Okay.
And herbal medicine is supposed to be herbal. Once you put in a foreign material or a foreign ingredient or something else above the herbal, it becomes adulterated, especially when it is not disclosed at the time of registration. Okay.
So that's why you've tagged it as adulterated. Mr. Kubi, this explanation, what do you say? Does your do your members acknowledge that they have this ingredient in their herbal medicine? This sildenafil?
Gifty, it is absolutely no. It's untrue. It's a fallacy. It's something that is misleading the public. There has been no such adulteration, no foreign ingredients used in the manufacture of the herbal medicine. So, Gifty, what you are requesting is that if you have done the analysis, we know how credible the laboratory is. But thank God we have other credible laboratories around the world. Give us the so-called tested samples. Let us also see the primary, secondary, tertiary results that give the suggestion and confirm that sildenafil was found in the compound. Give it to us. Let us give that independent body run the test and we strike the balance.
Okay.
We are saying that we are giving the raw materials, that's the plant bark and herbs, as a control. And we believe and confirm and affirm that whatsoever that was found suggesting the presence of foreign substance in the time natural herbal capsules were to be true, then it must as well be found in the herbal plant materials. We do not agree, we do not accept, and none of their members, that is time natural, Kenoga, he has not and will not and has not never added any synthetic material.
Mr. Kubi, let me find out from Mr. Latte whether or not what you're asking for can be done. Mr. Latte, please.
I need just a clarification. Is the gentleman speaking on behalf of time natural capsules? That's what
he's speaking for members of the association. He's speaking for the members of the association, the herbal.
I'm speaking for the H mark.
Okay, gentlemen. Gentlemen, can we talk one after the other? Otherwise, we are not helping our viewers at all.
Thank you.
Mr. Latte, please go ahead.
I will advise the gentleman that before it comes out to argue about it, he should make his own check to be sure. The reason why I'm saying this is that about 3 years ago, we banned 6 different herbal medicines. All of them came to confirm that truly they found the foreign material in the product.
But do the samples that you have, are they the same as those that you've labeled adulterated now?
You mean the old one that we found?
Yes, because just because you found it somewhere doesn't necessarily mean that you will find it here. I mean, did you get what I mean?
No, what I'm saying is that 3 years ago we found different herbal medicine.
Yeah, okay.
Which even the owners themselves later noticed that it contains foreign material.
Okay.
Which they admitted. That's why I'm saying that the gentleman should not just come out and begin to argue about something that you know.
Okay, Mr. Latte, he isn't just arguing, he's actually making a request. And that request is whether or not the FDA please let me land with this question. He's asking whether or not the FDA can allow them to also test the samples that you have with an independent laboratory to confirm.
Can I give this? Let me ask this question. If you don't trust the regulator, if the regulator brings you a sample to take to the lab, what shows that the regulator is not supposed to put something in it before bringing it to you? They should go and pick samples on the market and go and test. They should go around, pick samples of the products they have on the market, and they should go and test and come and tell us what they find in it.
Okay, Mr. Latte, isn't there the possibility that such I mean, these cases or this case can be treated as a special case by which you can collaborate with them to test this so that we can, of course, people who like those medicines or people who patronize these medicines can be at least sure that indeed.
Yes, you see, a regulator has come up with an issue. If you have a problem, you deal with the regulator. But when you organize a press conference and you say that the regulator wants to destroy your business, the regulator is doing this intentionally. The regulator, what are you up to?
So you're saying that he's not being fair to the regulator? Okay. Mr. Latte, beyond the press conference that they organize, which it sounds as though the FDA isn't very enthused by, is there the possibility for both of you to come to an agreement to retest the samples that you have just to confirm? Is that a possibility? Is there a possibility like that?
Well, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Okay. When people make a request to us, oh, we have a problem about this, we want this to be done, management will sit down, discuss it, and take a decision. So, for possibility, yes, it is possible.
It's possible. Okay, Mr. Kubi, the FDA says you did not consult them. You had a problem with an action they took, and you just took it to the media.
Gifty,
yes.
You are a regulator. I'm your client, okay? You have seen an issue with my product. The regulator first goes on air and makes press release. So there has been no formal communication to me.
Okay.
Did you get my point?
I did.
So the only way I can also clear the air is also do a press release. Because the first point that came in was a press release. We respect them, they are regulators. But we are just asking for fairness. You are regulators, you have our contact. If there's an issue, you said that it's health matter. So it will delay the process from you to communicate to us. At least you have our numbers and everything.
So they should have contacted you.
Social media, Gifty.
You basically, from what you're saying, Mr. Kubi, you basically retaliated what the FDA did.
Yeah, because we had it in the news.
Very well.
Okay, people call us. How do you expect us also to handle it?
Okay.
The time has also come to a press conference, and that is why it was as such.
All right.
We respect them, they are people, but sometimes it is painful. It is painful. And we don't think this one is done anywhere in the world. Okay? Right. At least now you are asking as to if we send it because we don't believe you, we have distrusted and all that. But the question is, you are the leader, you are a regulator.
Okay. Mr. Kubi,
Mr.
Kubi, let's look at the way forward. It appears that there's a very delicate balance that needs to be stricken here. The balance between protecting Ghanaian businesses and, most importantly, protecting the public health or guarding jealously public health, because that's very important. Mr. Latte, what's the way forward from here? They are actually threatening to sue you.
I think I need to, excuse me to use this word, maybe advise Mr. Kubi to look at something in a certain angle. Look, he can check from all regulators all over the world, and US FDA, NAFDAC, all over the world. Ask them whether when they find a product on the market which they have registered, and that's the problem, they consult the owner before they come out. Ask him to go and investigate. The way we operate,
if I may,
no, please let him land. Let him land, Mr. Kubi. Mr. Kubi, let him land.
That is the way we operate.
Okay.
And so the first time,
Mr. Latte, what is the way forward, really?
Well,
from the FDA's perspective, how do we move on from here?
So we have done. We want to protect the general public. We have put it in the public domain. People should not patronize the product because of this, because of that, which we have explained. If any of the companies involved believe that, well, they have a problem, what we are saying is not true. They should face us as an issue. They should come to us.
Okay.
That's what is meant about it.
If I may land,
please hold on. Mr. Latte, so you're saying that if there is any issue, they should come to you?
Yes, they should come to us.
Okay. Mr. Kubi, you can come in now. Are you going to go to the FDA to settle this matter and make sure that people are not exposed to risks buying your medicines?
Thank you very much, Gifty, and tell my boss to cool down, okay? Gifty, we've communicated. The news, it was on Monday, the first one came. Tuesday, different press release from the FDA came. And then today is Thursday. So we submitted a formal a document to the chief executive through the Kumasi Zonal Office, challenging the outcome, challenging the results of the FDA, that time natural herbal capsules is free from synthetic material. We've done that. So it will be submitted to the FDA here in Kumasi, and I'm sure they're going to have it. And if you see what we are asking for, my senior colleague, my regulator, estimates some countries, but you know, I don't want to raise argument. I don't want to go into that.
We don't need to. All we need to do is to protect the public from exposure to risks.
Is that we have written a formal complaint to them, and we are expecting them to also reply us. And for sure, we are not here, they are regulated, we can't fight them, but we believe that at least we should be treated fairly.
Okay. I take that as your final word. Mr. Latte, do you have any final words to this?
Well, what I would say is that FDA operates purely to protect public health and safety. We don't target any company. Please, let me make that clear.
You shouldn't, really.
We are not against any institution, any company. If tomorrow we are dealing with maybe an institution and we realize that they've done something wrong, we'll put it in the public domain because we are protecting public health and safety. That is our job. So that you get that one clear.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I say a very big thanks to you for your time with us here.
Thank you very much.
On the show. And I believe that this matter will be solved amicably, but most importantly, the public will be protected from every exposure to risks or threats to their lives. Solomon Apiakubi speaks for the Herbal Medicine Manufacturers Association of Ghana, and James Latte, of course, speaks for the Food and Drugs Authority. You're still watching The Pulse here with me, Gifty and Dopia.